and degrees outside, but the wind's blowing. It's a little overcast, and it's football time. Nothing can bring me down this time of year, guys. I love football, but I have a confession to make to everybody. If you guys remember last week or 2 weeks ago, we kind of did a fantasy podcast, kind of giving you advice of how to pick your players. Well, last minute I jumped in a ESPN fantasy football league. Nobody I know. It's just you click on join a league and it kind of just throws you in a pool. Well, I was second pick, and I panicked, guys. I panicked and I took a quarterback first, or like in the first round. Yes, shame on me. But I did get Patrick Mahomes, my man from Kansas City. But still, guys, never, ever, ever take a quarterback in the first round, unless you got the last pick, because you can snake it around or whatever, But I made a mistake. Sad day. But on today's show, guys, we are going to break down the Indianapolis Colts. When I am making these picks, I kind of assumed that Andrew Luck was going to play all season. But as news starts to trickle down, we are hearing that Andrew Luck may not even be ready for the first game, or for week 1, or week 2, or week 3, or week 4. If you guys remember, Andrew Luck started training camp with a strained calf. Well, now this strained calf has become a high ankle sprain. Now this high ankle sprain has become just a lower leg injury. Is this not sounding like the Kevin Durant situation in Golden State earlier this year? Like this is whole episode again, just in Indianapolis. However, the bright side is the Indianapolis Colts are built to win without Andrew Luck. They are built to plug in a quarterback, kind of just a plug and play a little bit. Now, will Dorsett really hold you guys for a full 16-game season? I don't believe so. You guys definitely need Andrew Luck to make the playoffs. I mean, there's no question about that. But let's go ahead and break down the schedule here, and we'll see where you all stand. Week 1, you guys are opening up versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I want to say LA Clippers because I saw LAC. But Los Angeles Chargers, that is a loss. You guys are not going to go into Los Angeles beating the high-flying Chargers with or without Andrew Luck. That's a loss. Week 2, I pushed the wrong sound effect. On the road, taking on the Tennessee Titans. I have this one marked up as a loss as well, because without Andrew Luck, I don't think you guys can beat a division foe, especially on the road. The NFL is doing you guys no favor, opening up 2 weeks versus the Chargers in Tennessee. That's tough, man, but 0-2 start. Week 3, finally at home, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I do have you guys winning this game. I don't think Atlanta's going to be worth a shit, to be totally honest. Well, we have them going 8-8. That's awful generous, just because of their weak schedule. Don't look past them, obviously, because it is an NFL game. But how do you guys winning? First win of the season. Week 4 at home, still taking on the Oakland Raiders. You guys beat the Raiders. The Raiders aren't going to be horrible. I've broken down their schedule a little bit. I'm not going to tell you guys what I have, but what I can tell you is that they have a pretty weak-ass schedule. With that being said, you guys still get the win, giving you guys a 2-2 start. Week number 5, if you guys were listening to Just for Clicks when we first came back on, the very first team that I broke down was the Kansas City Chiefs. Was. Grammar police, help me out here. Is it were or was? I'm going to say was the Kansas City Chiefs because that just sounds right. But either way, you guys lose to the Chiefs. You are not going to beat Kansas City Chiefs in a primetime game at Arrowhead. Just not going to happen. Catapulting you guys into week 6, into the bye week, 2-3. It's tough, man. But week 7, you're at home, taking on the Houston Texans. 2 weeks to prepare for Houston. Hopefully Andrew Luck is fully healthy. I think you guys do beat Houston, giving you guys a little bit of run here. Going on to week 8, still at home, taking on the Denver Broncos. You guys beat Denver. I don't think Joe Flacco is the answer in Denver at all. That's a win. Week number 9, on the road, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's tough, man. That's tough. You guys are kind of getting the shaft on these games. That's a loss. Week number 10, back at home, taking on Miami. That is a win. I don't care what people say. Miami is going to be trash this year. I'm talking like 2-14 trash. They're going to be battling for that number 1 overall pick. That's a win. Next week, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is much improved. We'll break them down tomorrow. But I don't have faith in Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a solid quarterback in the Eagles uniform. Everywhere else, he's below average. And I lost my mark here. Next week, you guys are at Houston, taking on the Texans. You're not going to go to Houston and beat them. Just not going to happen. The next week, you are back at home, taking on the Tennessee Titans. That is a win. Tennessee Titans are just, they're a mediocre team. They did sign Ryan Tannehill, so when Marcus Mariota does get hurt, they'll have a filler. But I like the Colts at home in late season. Week 14, on the road, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do have you guys winning this game. Jameis Winston is an overrated quarterback, I do believe, and you guys snub him. You get him in the butt, you beat him bad. Week 15, on the road. I believe this is another Monday night game, taking on the Saints. Man, you guys are getting the shaft on these road games. At Kansas City primetime, at Houston, at Saints on a Monday night game. Good grief, that's a tough schedule, but that's a loss. Going on to the next week, what is this? This is week 16, taking on the Carolina Panthers. This is a win. I don't know where Cam Newton is going to be at this point in time. He's either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. I'm banking on really, really bad. Panthers don't have a whole lot. They have Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore, I believe the other receiver name is. Just not enough to hang with you guys. 9-6 going into week 17. Week 17, you are in Florida taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a must-win game. If you win this game, you're 10-6, tied with the Houston Texans at first place. If you lose this game, I think you're out of the playoffs. And I have you guys losing this game. I don't think you guys are going to go into Florida, Jacksonville Jaguars, in a must-win situation and beat the Jaguars. I think Nick Foles is going to finally step up and play a good game outside of an Eagles uniform. And what better way for the Jacksonville Jaguars to finish their 2019 campaign than to beat a division foe in the Indianapolis Colts, to knock a division foe out of the playoffs, and to end the season on a win. So you guys finish the season 9-7. So 9-7 is going to be a battle for the 6th place playoff spot. I think I got 2 or 3 teams with a 9-7 record in the AFC. So only 2 people can get into the playoffs. And so your guys' season is going to be made or break in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. Yes, it is September. Yes, December is big time games. Yes, December is must win, yada, yada, yada. But you don't get 2 wins for winning in December. You don't get just a 0 wins for winning in September. So your first 2 weeks of the season is going to make or break you. If you guys can pull off a win between the Chargers and or the Titans, that will give you guys 10 wins, and that will bump you into the playoffs. So, Colts fans, you guys need to get on your cheering high horses those first 2 weeks of the season and will your team to victory. Especially if Andrew Luck is out, Tony Dorsett has to play great. He has to get you guys a win the first 2 weeks. If you guys start 0-2, I think you're out of the playoffs. If you start 1-1, I think you're in the playoffs. With that being said, I have you guys starting off 0-2 with or without Andrew Luck, giving you guys a 9-7 record on the season, outside looking in. This is Just for Clicks, guys, and this is Michael Buckheister. Join me tomorrow as we do break down some more AFC South teams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Have a good day.